and that was remote enough to escape the electromagnetic noise of civilization. So, Professor, out of 300 plus candidates, you whittled down to 80 to 8 to 1, and you're telling me that this was the perfect hole to fit your telescope.
Yes. You look at the green, the vegetable, and that is the part which is not touched.
What I'm looking at right now, this hole was not made by a gigantic bomb. You didn't blow up a hole. You didn't dig this thing out.
No.
Literally, the leftover grass right there represents parts you haven't even touched.
You are right. So basically, the profile is perfect wrong.
Perfect. I mean, you got kind of lucky.
It's very wrong. It's very wrong.
Can we actually get on the telescope?
Yeah, of course. Are you afraid of height?
I mean, you know, I have my anxiety issues, but I'm prepared to work through them.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. Woo. And once you get up here, you definitely feel the height of the drop below you. Woo. From here, you get the sort of basic point. This is one humongous steel ring, a circle basically, from which you're going to suspend the semi-spherical radio telescope.
That's right.
So am I standing in what will be, when completed, the largest spherical radio telescope ever attempted?
Yes, that's right. Can observe faintest object in the universe and the boundary of the universe.
That's amazing. You'll be seeing things that to date on Earth no one has seen as far. This is a huge leap forward for Chinese science. To date, there are no Nobel Prize winners from China for pure scientific research.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But in a sense, does something like this at this scale, this proportion, kind of speak to a new ambition to participate in the global science field in a different way?
Yeah, we have our dream and our home. We still have the opportunity to provide, to contribute something, because this telescope is expected to observe the seed of the life in space. So our life on the Earth may not be started from the Earth, but imported from the space.
So if I understand this properly, in 2016, when the telescope turns its lights on, potentially based upon what you discover, have new ideas about the origins of life, not just on this planet, but the entire universe.
We hope we can do that.
That's amazing. Congratulations, really. What I find fascinating about the FAST telescope, beyond its incredible size and really the challenge of building it here in the middle of nowhere, is what it says about Chinese science. I mean, think about it. I'm in a country that 35, 40 years ago had practically no national science initiatives. And now today, when this thing is done, when they turn the lights on, you're not just going to have the largest radio telescope ever attempted, you're going to have a beacon. Scientific researchers from all over the world are going to come here to collaborate. And to me, that says more about China's goals and ambitions beyond its size and scale, but also its desire to reconnect with the global community. As China seeks to re-engage the world, it's also looking to reconnect with its own history. If you think about it, modern China is really just trying to reclaim the status that ancient China already had as a hub of scientific innovation. Now, what do I mean? Paper, the compass, printing, gunpowder, even the mechanical clock were all Chinese inventions. And when ancient China looked up to the stars, they did so with instruments that were all invented by Chinese astronomers. The armillary sphere is the most famous of those inventions.
Here is a sighting tube. If you want to observe, determine the position of a celestial body, for example, the sun, first you move this circle in alignment with the circle which passes the sun.
Right, so by locating a certain star and aligning the rings, you know how the sun and the moon will move, where they'll move.
And then we can predict where they are.
When this instrument was invented, the Chinese were already 500 years ahead of European astronomers. Now, astronomy has had a kind of a uniquely important role in Chinese culture going back millennia.
Astronomy was very fundamental in the Chinese society because it symbolized a kind of you are in good harmony with the universe, with the cosmos. Then it's good for the country, for the people, and for the emperor himself.
And what about in terms of organizing sort of life or agriculture or the economy at the time as well?
Yeah. Very practical things like agriculture, farming, that's all determined by the season. So it's essential for the agricultural society to know the time of the universe, I mean the calendars.
But it's fascinating that we find ourselves in a position today where there is now a reinvigoration in that conversation.
Yeah, in certain ways they're similar, but we only use different discourses, different languages.
Right.
The essence is still the same. We want to explore the relationship between man and heaven, our position in the universe.
China is retaking the lead in the ancient science of astronomy. Meanwhile, Chinese inventors are racing to claim a brand new frontier: the mobile internet. Today, more than 80% of all Chinese users access the internet using their mobile phones. And with over 500 million active cell phone accounts, this is where Chinese innovation is thriving. And it's not being driven by the government, but by private business. I might have found a friend. The scale of
to understand is the scale here. Everything is bigger here. The volume, the amount of people, the amount of consumers, everything is emerging and it's multiplied multiple times. So even a small success here means a bigger success compared to anywhere else.
Right, it's like if you get 0.001% of the population, you still struck gold.
Exactly.
Entrepreneurs aren't just leveraging a huge market, they're also capitalizing on a young, tech-savvy generation that's looking for ways to express itself. And that's driving innovation in fashion. When you think design, you think Milan, Paris, New York. But today I'm headed to Beijing to meet a Chinese fashion designer with an international following.
后屁股没有兜吗？我建议你后屁股有点装饰。
If you walk down the street in China a few decades ago, you would see most men and women wearing what's known as the Mao suit. At that time, clothes were an expression of solidarity, not fashion. But today, the fashion industry in China is poised to become the second biggest in the world. And clothes are the #1 purchase the Chinese make online. Fashion designer Vega Wang is at the forefront of this cultural transformation.
You know, in China, we used to say the hunter will shoot the bird who has the head out first. So if you stand out, you easily get shot.
You're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
So you better not stand out.
Yeah, you'd better just be average. You better just be harmony, like everybody's same. Our country is just only 50 years ago, everybody's wearing the same clothing for 10 years. Have you ever think about that? The young generation is really breaking this. You know, like they want to be different. They want to be recognized. They want to show their personality out. This is really good.
So you're educated in London, you're living in the UK, you're a Chinese designer. Why'd you come back? What brought you back home?
China, the market is new and everything is growing. It's really exciting in here. Here it is like you play the game and you even set up the rule of the game. I don't really specific to say that my design is Chinese design, and you don't really have to say I have to put a symbol or I have to use Chinese red or I put a dragon or phoenix or whatever.
Right. So show me on some of these pieces here that you have that kind of that bespoke, tailored look.
So for example, if there's a guy you saw in the Russian prison, he has a 2-star, like
on his knees.
On his knees, it has meaning. It doesn't matter how many people punished him. He never put his knee on the floor. Then we have the story behind it about this design came from Russian prisoner tattoo. I think good design should make people think.
What you're doing is so fascinating because you're not borrowing something from the West and spitting it back out. You're taking something from what you've learned outside, but you're bringing it home. And what you're making here is inherently of this place.
I was so thankful for my parents sent me to abroad because I went to study in England that I had a chance to turn my head back to see where I was in this country and where this country was in the whole world because you were out of the country.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just like a frog under the wheel. You only see that little circle sky on your top and you think that's the whole world, isn't it?
But you came back.
Yeah,
Why?
because I want to make something here. It's like you take the seed from Western, but then you just want to grow the field in here because you want to make something special in here, no?
It's this fusion of expression in a new digital age that is driving creativity in modern China.
What's up, ladies? Get a big one. What's up, China?
This massive digital expo in Shanghai is a testament to the growing culture of self-expression happening today in China.
So I'm pretty sure those girls are playing characters in a video game that they're pretending to be. And these dudes are really excited about that fact. You like her?
Yeah.
Who is she?
Game.
Shoot, like a shooting game.
Yeah. Online game.
Online.
Online game.
Have you played it?
Yeah.
It's good?
That's very good. Interesting.
Good game.
Yeah.
Interesting game or interesting girl?
Both.
All right, there we go.
Technology is giving these kids a platform for expression they never had before.
There's a really unique and specific culture to China, Joel. I mean, I saw girls dancing with bunny ears, I saw gigantic robots, people going crazy with their camera phones. Give me a sense for the culture of this event.
They want to express their feeling to the others. They not try to hide their feelings from the others.
Yeah.
This is big difference when we talk about 10 years ago what Chinese people like.
There's a transition happening, right?
It's happening. The attitude of the government is changing.
Yeah.
They become more open, and this really have a positive effect on the Chinese people. They become more open. They want to share their feelings with their friends, with their colleagues. China Joy for them is a paradise. It's great opportunities for them to express themselves feelings in front of the others.
It's kind of like a gigantic digital escape.
Exactly. That's right. This is a big festival for the young people who are loving digital content.
And also hot girls dressed as bunny rabbits. A lot of that.
The hotbed of digital creativity in China is a city called Shenzhen. Until the 1980s, China had a self-contained economy with little foreign trade. But in a few short decades, it became the epicenter of global manufacturing, producing 90% of the world's computers, 80% of the world's air conditioners, and 70% of the world's cell phones. Much of it manufactured here in Shenzhen. But you no longer need to come from a big company to get your designs made here. Today, a new spirit of entrepreneurship, coupled with a willingness to share information and an incredible production base, means that innovative products are quickly getting to market. Shenzhen Market is enabling young entrepreneurs to manufacture their designs quickly from a set of standard open-source parts. I'm with entrepreneur Eric Pan, who's going to show me how to make my very own customized cell phone, Shenzhen style.
These LEDs would be used for what?
You can use it for like flashlight, and you can use it for some mood light.
So for example, in our phone that we're designing, we want it to both be a phone, but also set the mood when my girlfriend comes over. Yeah. So we could create a lamp on our iPhone.
Yeah. And you can put things on top of it to make it more, sculpture-like.
So I just want to be clear, that's a very bright LED that does RGB, so you can do all the colors in the spectrum. And that light right there she's selling is 50 US cents. That's a very good price.
And this is just retail, the sample price. 批量多少钱？大概要2K 的话。
要2K，给你去1家。
She's calling the factory?
She's calling.
So this is actually an amazing example. You're not here shopping to buy 1 or 2 pieces to make like a hobby phone. He's literally asking to buy not 1 but 2,000 and what that price would be, because we're talking about making a phone and also making a phone to distribute. Check it out. Here's the negotiation. Here we go. 2.6. So you got me down from 3.5 to 2.6?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So there you have it. All right, we'll take it. 2,000. Excuse me. Pardon me. Literally each one of these are different pre-designed versions of an audio jack. Imagine turning on your phone with a key, that'd be kind of hilarious. So every kind of application or idea you have is essentially powered by a pre-existing technology.
Exactly. You don't want to totally redesign some components because that will be too costly for a small individual.
You know, as a Westerner, as an outsider, you think about counterfeit. We see the fake Gucci bags and the fake Prada bags, right?
Yeah.
That was kind of 20 years ago.
Yeah.
What's happening today in these markets?
So all the supply chains, they try to evolve. They try to, try new stuff. It's a result of very furious competitions because counterfeits fights with counterfeits very much. They try to find the components used for mobile phones.
Right.
But now make it applicable to the new devices.
So this thing over here actually might have in it, thank you very much, some technology that came from a mobile phone.
Yeah.
And then they took some of that technology, reverse engineered it or reapplied it, and now invented the control to move around that thing.
Right. So they try to use existing components and technologies and to remix into some more innovation things. And there is different demands in Western world. Especially in China, the middle-aged women like to dance in the plaza together.
I have seen that.
You heard that? So they need some special loudspeaker mobile phones can play music so they can dance, which is not the demand of a Westerner.
I think it is fair to say that middle-aged women in America do not dance in public plazas in the afternoon. But in China, it happens to be a huge thing. So why not?
Yeah, why not?
Something that supports a market that grew in China for China, and it's very specific to those needs.
Exactly. Niche market.
Niche markets. And it's not just about creating prototypes. China's young innovators are moving from the creative fringes into the commercial mainstream. Do you know how many nerds you're going to create? Young entrepreneurs in China are pushing the country beyond making other people's products by inventing and producing their own. So Jason, you're one of the new generation of Chinese innovators.
Yeah.
You have a Kickstarter-funded company, a incubator-created company, and now you're manufacturing here in China.
Our product, MakeBlock, is a robot construction platform that we provide many kinds of mechanical parts, electronic modules, and software for our customers to build many kinds of robots.
So if I want to make a robot, instead of starting from scratch, I buy MakeBlock, and I can make a robot of my own.
Yeah. Like this is a XY plotter. This robot can receive the commands and write what you want.
Is that like Wally? Oh, it's Wally. Oh. Hey, buddy. Hey. It's okay. Nice to see you too, Wally. Wow. I'm reminded of being a kid with an erector set. Like you have basically created literally a kit of parts, right? A toolbox with all the individual parts, the mechanics, the software, the hardware, the steel, to build anything I want.
I'm a robot lover before, and I want to build robots by myself. But when I try to find the materials to build my own robot, I can't find a satisfied solution for me. So I think this is my problem, and I think this is many people, robot lovers' problem.
You didn't have the tools to build what you wanted, so you literally invented the toolkit for kids everywhere. What am I looking at here?
So based on our platform, you can build a simple robot like that one, or you can build a complex one like a 3D printer. I really use the 3D printer. You can see the quality is not bad.
No, quality looks pretty good. Jason, quality looks pretty good. This is an actual 3D printer?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
So just using all of the MakeBlock tools, you can actually make your own 3D printer?
Yeah.
You guys are just kind of testing out different ideas, just like different possibilities of what the 3D printer can do?
Yeah.
Just like cars or like trucks or this? Arm goes up, arm goes down, and we start moving. This is amazing. Do you know how many nerds you're going to create? And what I find to be so amazing is that this isn't just a bunch of hipster nerds hanging out making these toys. This is being manufactured. I mean, I can buy this.
Yeah, you can buy it from the website or the store in the US.
In the US? You're selling in the US?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So designed in China, made in China, sold in America.
Yeah, sold in America, around the world.
That's impressive, man. Really. That's very, very impressive. Back inside the vast marketplace of Shenzhen. All right, so where are the exciting phones? Okay. Oh, cool. Entrepreneur Eric Pan is showing me how quickly Chinese innovation can render Western products obsolete. Wow. This is not even out in America right now.
Yeah, I think it's very new.
Look at that. Can I put it on?
Sure.
Not only have they been designed here, they've already been innovated on top of them, and they've created now a bedazzled one that has its own keyboard. All right, let's make some deals.
The money, the last.
$850, that's good. It's a good number. You know what's also a good number? Guess a good number is? 800, bang! That's what's for dinner. What do you think? That's what we're doing. Okay?
Okay.
We're doing a deal. We're doing a deal. 800 RMB, not just the newest, hottest phone watch there is, the newest, hottest phone watch that's been bedazzled. Woo! Look at that. Micro innovations, open source collaboration, a place that used to be famous for counterfeiting products and making cheap versions of things you'd find elsewhere, are now inventing their own versions of their own products with their own specific Chinese spin. And the best part about it is, I'm taking a piece of it home, right? Bang! I got my new watch! Are you worried it's a little too sparkly for me? Like maybe it's giving off the wrong impression, potentially? Like I'm sending mixed signals with all the jewels?
I don't know.
So how do they do it? How do they go from made in China to created in China? Here's how the story went. Initially, China was copying the designs of the rest of the world, and yes, oftentimes without permission. But copying became refining, augmenting those designs to fit the niche markets here in China. In just 10 years, China has become one of the nimblest and fastest growing technology sectors in the world. You know, being in China today can feel like a gigantic party. In part a dance party, a bit of a costume party, and sometimes a birthday party for a bunch of 12-year-old boys. But there's a palpable joy here as China embraces new technologies and the possibilities that it creates. But to put that in context, if you think about it, not that long ago, China fell way behind the rest of the world in terms of innovation. Think about it. They barely had a science program, limited internet access, and while they could manufacture a lot of stuff, they were not really good at inventing it. But having been here, we all know now, times they haven't changed. You have an ambitious government program that is leapfrogging China to the forefront of scientific research. You have the internet age exploding here, with China inventing new technologies that are very much their own. And entrepreneurs and inventors are creating products so quickly, they don't even have time to patent them before they hit the market. So I can tell you, China used to make other people's products, but today, they are making their own.